Now, Colin, I want to start with you because Cody struggles with so many different emotions in this series. And you do such a fantastic job of really capturing the different seasons and emotions he goes through. So, what was it like emotionally bringing this character to life? And were you aware of this story before you accepted this role?
Yeah, I think to answer out of order, I wasn't aware of the novel before I got the script, and so I kind of very quickly read the script, read the book, started to kind of deep dive into like who is Cody to me, and trying to figure out how I could do him justice. I think that we definitely go on a whirlwind of emotional roller coasters with Cody and his emotions throughout the series, and kind of to play those moments, I kind of just would step away and put some music on and try to zone in onto kind of what the scene was calling for at the time and try to just do it justice. And Rose was a big help in giving me her best performance as well. So we got it done.
And Allie really is somebody who's struggling with her own wounds, her own hurts. She's such a tremendous character. What drew you to her story?
Yeah, that's such a good question. I think one of the main reasons that I was really drawn to Ali was because she has such a strength to her that I really admired. She manages to get up and go through life and go through life very bravely, even though she is doing something that is actively bad for her health. And she's doing it because she does believe that it's what she was called to do. And I think that that's really powerful, and it's something that I've actually kind of drawn on in my own life and had to kind of I guess, learn from Ali in that sense because she just has such a determination, such a strength, and sometimes it is her downfall. We see that a lot in the show that she kind of has to learn that she doesn't always need to be so stubborn, and fortunately Cody kind of helps her learn that. But I was really drawn to her stubbornness. Honestly, I thought it was one of her very amiable flaws, and it was one of my favorite things about her.
What I do love about this series so much is it highlights that innate need we have as humans for connection and allowing others to really bear our burdens, like you guys are talking about, and really the healing that can come from that interpersonal communication. Why is this story one that we really need today, especially for young people?
I think just even looking at like the faith aspect of everything, I think that we go through things in life. We have trials and tribulations, and we often feel like we're very alone in our struggle. And I think that this story shows you that you're not alone in your struggle. Cody and Ali have each other, have family members that are supporting, and I think that through faith and support systems that you set in place, like you can get through anything.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I would add to that on the faith side of things, something that a lot of films kind of try to do but don't do as well as I think A Thousand Tomorrows does is it really does show this realistic side of faith where Ali is praying for years that something will change, that she'll be healed. Cody is praying for years that something will change and she'll be healed. And their prayers are not answered in the way that they expect them to be or they want them to be, but they're answered all the same, and there is healing, and Cody is healed and Ali is healed in her own way. And I think that's really important to show, and I think viewers could really benefit from seeing a story like that and seeing that, yeah, maybe it's not going to end up the way that you really hoped it would, and maybe God's not going to answer your prayer the way that you wanted him to, but it's going to be answered all the same.
I want to hear from both of you on this because you can't watch this show and leave unchanged. I mean, I really do think it has such an incredible emotional, spiritual impact. How are your spiritual walks influenced by creating this show?
I think my spiritual walk is kind of impacted on every show that I get to work on. Being an actress means that I get to really learn from the characters that I portray, and I think that's one of my favorite parts about being an actress is that I get to kind of learn their lessons so I don't have to. And I think yeah, my faith walk has definitely been impacted because I I've kind of learned just to be a little bit more accepting of the answers that I do have in my life, kind of the way Ali is. Ali is she's very accepting. She knows what her fate is. She is moving forward with it, and she's not complaining. She's not whining, and I really respected that about her. And so it's been a really cool journey to kind of work that into my own life and understand how maybe I can learn that lesson from Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, even going into the project, like the night before I got the call from my team that that I might be able to potentially join the cast of the show, I was kind of doing some praying and just kind of asked God for direction in my career and in my life overall. And the next day I got this job. And so I thought, well, it was definitely something that I wanted to do. It felt like a purpose in a way. And so every single day, I don't know in the 30-day-ish shoot that we had if I had a day off or not, and I got a little tired sometimes, but no matter what, every single day when I would get up in the morning, I just had this like extra energy that sometimes I haven't had before on other jobs. And I just felt like that was really special. And so on times when I was tired or when we were having long nights that turned into mornings, it felt a little bit easier knowing that the weight of it all was kind of being lifted off my shoulders by big man upstairs.